They went to pray in silence, but they never came back. And for 5 decades, not even God could explain why. August 3, 1972, St. Mercy's Convent. Nestled in the fog-choked hills of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, the convent's chapel bell rang. At 6 a.m. as it had for 113 years, its deep chime cutting through the pine-soaked dawn. 8 nuns from the Sisters of Quiet Mercy departed before sunrise for their annual silent retreat, traveling to nearby Lake Black Hollow, a glacial, still body of water hidden by mist and legend. They brought only what they needed: Bibles, blankets, and silence. The retreat was to last 1 week, but they never returned. Their bus, a rusting white and green relic, was found parked perfectly at the trailhead. Inside, rosary beads still swinging from the mirror, the keys in the ignition, and a loaf of bread on the front seat, still warm. The trail to the lake was undisturbed. No signs of struggle, no footprints. The fire pit at the lakeside cabin was cold, untouched. The beds had not been slept in. The food was still packed in tins, nothing but a single white habit, floating at the lake's edge. 1972 news clipping. The Coeur d'Alene Sentinel. 8 nuns vanish in woods, police baffled. The search went on for weeks. The FBI got involved. Psychics were consulted. The lake was dredged. Dogs combed every inch of the forest. Nothing. Then came the rumors. A pagan cult, Cold War espionage, even alien abduction. But nothing stuck. The case froze like the lake that winter. And stayed frozen for 53 years. August 3, 2025. Exactly 53 years to the day. Mara Ellison, 41, is the newly appointed historical archivist for the Diocese of Spokane. Sharp-eyed, introverted, and grieving. Her mother had died 2 months earlier, and her last request was cryptic. The bell. Find the bell. Mara didn't understand. Her mother had never spoken of religion, never mentioned any convent. But when Mara found an old photo album buried beneath boxes in the attic, she froze. The first page was titled, Lake Black Hollow, August 1972. In the faded photograph, a group of 8 smiling nuns. And behind them, standing in the trees, barely visible, her mother, wearing a cross. Mara dug deeper. Baptismal records. Convent rosters. She found something strange. Her mother's birth certificate had been altered, her last name scratched out and replaced. And in the margins, in faded blue pen, we made a vow. Silence is protection. Mara drives to Lake Black Hollow. It's nearly abandoned now. The cabin is rotting, the trail half swallowed by moss. The lake is still, as if it had never moved. She camps near the shoreline. At 3:15 a.m., she wakes up to the sound of a bell. But there is no chapel for miles. She walks to the water. And there, under the moonlight, she sees them. 8 figures in white, standing waist-deep in the water. And then, gone. The next morning, Mara finds a rusted tin behind the cabin, buried beneath pine needles. Inside, a leather-bound journal. It belonged to Sister Miriam, one of the missing. August 3, 1972. He walked with us on the trail, but we did not see his feet. The Mother Superior says he is not from the seminary. He does not blink. But we must not speak. Silence keeps him from hearing our thoughts. August 5th. We cannot leave. The trail loops. We walked 5 hours and returned to the cabin. He stands by the bell, smiling, waiting. We have buried the bell. He must not ring it. Mara flips to the last page. August 7th. One of us has spoken. She is gone. The lake took her. We are next. She digs beneath the bell post. Beneath 3 feet of earth, her shovel strikes metal. A church bell, inscribed along the base. Forgive the ones who speak. Mara returns to town. No one believes her. The bishop calls her disturbed. The church refuses to open the investigation. But the next day, news breaks. Chapel bell rings at abandoned convent for first time since 1972. Mara rushes to St. Mercy's. In the belfry. There's dust, cobwebs, but no one, except on the floor. Wet footprints. And an envelope. Inside, a photograph. Taken from the tree line. Of the 8 nuns and Mary's mother, entering the woods. On the back, in red ink. One of them survived. And she lied. Mara realizes her mother never left the woods. Mara returns to the lake a final time. It is dusk. The wind is gone. The air feels held. She walks into the water, slowly, until it reaches her chest. She speaks. I'm ready to know. The surface breaks. A hand reaches out, skeletal, cold, holding something. A rosary wrapped around a key. Back. At the cabin, the key opens a trapdoor beneath the altar. Below, a stone room. Inside, more journals. More names. And in the center, a stone slab. 8 white habits, 7 skulls, and an empty space. One journal is newer than the rest. It's dated 1993. They chose me. I was the 9th. I broke the vow. I ran. I took his secret and bore a daughter. The others stayed. He never stopped looking. Forgive me. Signed, Sister Annalise, Mara's mother. Mara screams. The lake roars. The bell rings one last time, then shatters out the next morning. The lake is dry, and 8 bodies lie in the mud, perfectly preserved. Mara's mother among them. Epilogue 22:6. Podcast transcript. Unholy grounds. 53 years of silence. 8 vanished women. 1 bell. And a daughter born from a broken vow. St. Mercy's has been demolished. Lake Black Hollow has been declared a national crypt. And Mara Ellison? She hasn't spoken a word since. Subscribe to Lost After Dark for more long-form mysteries, lost voices, and the truths buried beneath sacred ground.